Yes, I'm afraid it would. Good morning, and thanks for inviting me on. I mean, this is absolutely terrible news for lots and lots of families and for children generally, because they are starting off in a lifetime of dental hygiene with bad teeth, lots of them. So I think that there are three things that we need to do to tackle this. The first thing is the Integrated Care Partnership have got to get a grip of it. That they are the commissioners. Dentistry is an absolutely vital part of our health. We know that we've got a cost of living crisis, so the opportunity for people to go into the private sector if they're desperate is much reduced. And we know that people have got the right to expect dental treatment from the NHS. So, you've done your work in getting hold of the size of the problem. I hope that they're doing theirs and that they will start a special project to get some commissioning going so we get the practices offering NHS places again. That's the first thing. Secondly, got to rebuild confidence in being able to actually get an appointment. I mean, I know there are a few practices who are doing good things in Medway. In fact, the practice that I go to has offered a special week for children under 16. Saying it's the holidays, even if you haven't booked it, come along. So we've got to incentivise it and get people going.
Teresa,
and the third thing is got to change the contract. Dentists are unhappy with it, and they say that it doesn't serve its purpose. So those three things need doing simultaneously to change the situation.
So what we've heard here is get a grip, we've got a right to expect, we should have confidence, the contract needs changing. So get a grip, right to expect, confidence, all of those are just fluffy words. That doesn't actually direct us to any action. What sort of pressure can Medway Council put on the Kent Health Service in order to get this? Yes. How can they get that fixed? What needs to happen? Action.
One of the good things about the Integrated Care Partnership, which is people will know has replaced the CCG and went into operation on the 1st of July, is that Medway Council has got representation on that. In fact, it's chaired by the Conservative leader of the council, Alan Jarrett. So as a Labour councillor, I will be putting pressure on him to put this high on the agenda of the Integrated Care Partnership and sort things out. The dentists are there. The issue is that we haven't got people taking on NHS patients for the reasons that I've explained. It's not that there has been a massive falling away of dentists. The dentists are there, but they're taking private practice because they're saying it's more profitable for them and the NHS contract is unmanageable. So, now, they've been saying that for a long time, but I think, like lots of things, during the pandemic, dentists reviewed the way things were and have started to say, well, look, this is the situation that we're in.
So the NHS dentists, if indeed you want to attract more people to the NHS dentistry, they need better pay. Also, the NHS, potentially, it's never going to pay quite the same as private. They must also want other things. How else do you go about incentivising dentists to take on NHS patients?
Well, I think most dentists will do both if they're satisfied that they can. And some people, will be an NHS patient and they might have a particular type of treatment done privately. So I don't think it's so much that they need incentivising to take the patients. I think the patients are probably, either waiting to get on a list or they're already. Well, the issue is that the dentists are saying, as far as I can see from your report this morning, that there just isn't enough money to actually make the NHS practice worth their while, that they get paid the same for one thing as they do for 10 things. So maybe there's a pricing issue there.
I don't know if you heard Dr. Shah speaking just about sort of 10 minutes ago, and he was saying that in order to be able to serve his NHS clients, he is having to open out of hours to do that. So there is a massive issue. If somebody has to pay staff extra time in order to be able to bring NHS patients in, that's a big problem. They can't afford to do it in their own working hours.
No, and I think that problem is there to be faced. One of the effects of what has happened is that there's going to be a big backlog now. So if we take it that public health, and obviously that public health is a council responsibility, have a campaign to get people back in, yes, there is going to be a backlog like there is in the rest of the NHS. But these are surmountable problems if people are prepared to work together. If the ICP is prepared to put in some extra money to make the backlog go down, if public health are prepared to work with everybody in the wider community, including GPs actually, because quite often dentistry problems can cause infections and the GP ends up giving antibiotics. You know, if we can get people to make the referrals, if we can do a proper public health education program in schools, we can get over this problem. I don't want to be the person who sees a mum desperately pulling a child's tooth with a pair of pliers. And it seems that has happened. What kind of society is that?
OK, Teresa, just finally and very, very quickly, because I have very little time left. Is this all down to local councils or central government?
Well, I think it's a combination, isn't it? But, you know, if people can't take collective responsibility for public services and blame each other, we'll never get anywhere. This passing the buck from one to another is completely unsatisfactory. It's about action, not about the Prime Minister and the Health Secretary going on holiday at the same time. It's about working together now.